today, and we are super fucking happy about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to like and empty the space. Let's bring some more people in here to enjoy the celebration.
Yes.
The farewell party to the Savior.
Say goodbye and farewell for this motherfucker that put the fucking video of the fucking hostage. So this is a fucking farewell for me, okay?
Because he shouldn't exist from the get-go. He should have been executed by the Mossad long time ago, and I've been asking for this for a long time. And I was talking to my commander, I'm telling him this needs to go.
I think that you need to gather all the Zios, eliminate them.
He deserves to be genocided like all the other Nazis, and he's a convicted fucking criminal. And they pissed the hell out of me. This fucking Hamas and giving them a voice after October 7, and us Jews and Israelis can live peacefully. I hate him.
Great.
I hate him.
But now you're getting hit. Iranian missiles have your entire sky lit, and you cry victory and say you didn't start this, but the whole world sees that your lies are distorted. Now you feel terror like the Palestinians. How does it feel to have bombs dropped on your civilians? You could avoid all this if you wanted to, but humanity never expected good behavior from you Jews.
Yo, mic check. Can you guys hear me? Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, guys. What's going on? I hope you're doing all good. Let me know if there's any audio problems or anything like that. We got a W in the chat. Shout out to you, Attacker, man. What's going on, everyone? Nice. Yes, 1111. Boom, Tel Aviv. Boom, Tel Aviv. Loud and clear. What's going on, everyone? What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are all doing good today. How's your Thursday afternoon been? Hope it's been good. It's been a bit of a slow start for me today. I've had a lot of problems going on. So that's why we're starting a little bit later. But it seems that we've got more of us here than normal at the beginning of the stream anyway. So maybe this is a better time for you guys. We've got loads of ones in the chat. Shout out to you. We've got Janko. We've got Schema. We've got Mata. We've got Republican Jesus. Crucifixion. We've got Heiser. Attacker Strike. Got loads of people. Helzekuff. Hope you guys are all doing very good today. As you probably know, it's day 20 of the Iran war. I suppose you guys always tune in late, so you don't usually hear the intro music, do you? We've been playing this song for the last probably week straight, you know. It's such a banger, man. W for Lucas Gage for making that song. Funk Daddy on Kick. Appreciate you a lot, brother, for tuning in on Kick. So yeah, we've got a lot to go through today. Before we do go through that, I do want to tell you guys, make sure you follow me on Kick. I'm going to put it in the YouTube chat now. If you guys want to drop me a follow on there, that would be very helpful, as it will help us get monetized, because I'm not sure if you guys know, but we don't get anything for these streams. We only get super chats. So yeah, appreciate it if you can follow me there. Doesn't cost anything. But let's get into some news. Anyway, so today is day 20 of the Iran war. As you might have seen, I'm not sure if you guys have seen, but there's been a lot of stuff going on lately. A lot of attacks on oil infrastructure. You know, gas prices, oil prices, it's all going through the roof because of the war. And there's been a lot of Gulf countries hit as well in the last 24 hours due to an Israeli terror attack, which kind of set it all off, you know. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good afternoon anyway. Getting a lot of the... I don't know why when I check my Streamlabs, you guys can't see it because it's on this screen. But loads of your messages aren't coming through for some reason. I'm glad you like the intro, man. Thank you. I know it might be an old message because I said that ages ago now. We've got Danny, big up. It's Eid al-Fitr in Palestine. Yeah, I know. It's the last day today, isn't it? Is it the last day? Am I right? Yeah, Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters watching the stream and anyone that might be watching the replay. But yeah, I know. Yeah, I think today's the last day, so maybe someone mentioned to me before that this is a bad time to start because of what's going on with Ramadan. But hopefully now it might be a bit better at this time after today. But yeah, let's get into some news, shall we? We'll start off with Iran, I guess, but I do want to bring up the original post. Let me see if I can pull it up. So basically what happened yesterday was Israel struck an Iranian oil facility and that caused absolute chaos. And apparently that Israel, according to President Trump, yeah, Israel went behind the back of him and done it on their own. So we've got a video here. Let's pull it up for you guys. You feel you stop smoking, you got a different perspective on the war. Yeah, you can pop in more now. Ramadan's come to an end. Yeah, a lot of people said it was a bad time, you know, normally for me to do this. So hopefully it's better for you guys moving forwards. But yeah, let's show you anyway. So basically what happened was about 24 hours ago, Israel went ahead and struck Iran's South Pars gas field. Apparently they done this on their own accord and the Americans had nothing to do with it. But we'll let you guys make the decision after we've gone through everything to do with it. So, someone, I'm not sure who this guy is, I just had to quickly type it in. But someone shared this post saying, "Oh my God, Israel struck Iran's South Pars gas field. The axis of Epstein just escalated to the point of no return. Now Iran will almost certainly wipe out Gulf oil fields. Sweet Jesus." And yeah, it's quite a base post to be fair. Let's play the video. Don't think we've got any sound, but you can see the absolute destruction. This is completely unprovoked. Even Trump said it. Trump even said, like, the reason they've done this is because they're angry. So they must be losing, you know. They must be taking some heavy losses to just lash out like this and just attack, you know, random gas fields. Absolute chaos though that they've caused. Yeah, not good, not good. But anyway, in a response to that, Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian came out and he made a tweet and he said, "I strongly condemn the targeting of energy infrastructure in Iran. These aggressive acts will not achieve any gains for the Zionist American enemy and its supporters. On the contrary, they will complicate the situation and may lead to uncontrollable repercussions whose effects extend to engulf the entire world." So yeah, pretty much it's crazy that they could do that. It's crazy that they would do that, should I say. Attacker said Bibi's definitely dead. I mean, yeah, never know. Yes, probably. Good point, actually. That could be the reason why this all happened. But just after that, after we heard the news of the complete terror attack, we saw... Sorry, I can't even mute it. Yeah, that was annoying. We saw B-52 bombers taking off from the UK and heading towards Iran. Even though Keir Starmer said, "Oh, you know, we're not going to get involved, we're not going to get involved," you know, but looks like he's done the complete opposite. Let's play the video. So yeah, they are launching from the UK. Don't really need to see the rest of this video, but you get the point. So yeah, B-52 bombers were spotted leaving the UK, despite Keir Starmer claiming that he wouldn't get involved. We also saw Iran's foreign minister sending some shots at Macron, President Macron of France. He said Macron has not uttered one word of condemnation of the Israel-US war in Iran. He did not condemn Israel when it blew up a fuel storage in Tehran, exposing millions to toxins. His current concern didn't follow Israel's attack on our gas facilities. It follows our retaliation. Sad. And the reason he said that is because Macron made some tweet basically saying blah blah blah. I spoke with Qatar and Trump and condemned Iran's strikes, which are all retaliatory strikes. I'm just not sure why none of these videos are coming up. I did have them all saved. Bear with me 2 seconds. And I've got them here somewhere. Okay, so I guess it's probably easier for me to just go straight to the Gulf first. So, as a response to Israel striking Iran, Iran done what everyone knew they would do and retaliated by hitting, oil factories, gas mines, all that sort of thing around the Gulf countries. First of all, last night we saw a massive explosion rock Riyadh in Saudi Arabia after multiple ballistic missiles fired from Iran hit the city. Got some crazy videos today, guys, from this Gulf stuff. Big boom there. Lots of explosions. Yeah, lots and lots of explosions in Riyadh. We had another video from it here. This is the moment an Iranian missile struck Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. No sound for this clip, but you'll be able to see the impact here. Look, see the missile. There it goes, just behind the watermark. And bang. Can't really see it from this angle. But yeah, it's just another scene of when it was launched. And also at the same time, an Iranian missile struck Bahrain, reportedly hitting a US base. So Iran just went absolutely crazy after this happened. Then a fire erupted at Qatar's Ras Laffan refinery following an attack by Iran. So look, they literally just hitting everybody at all angles, all at the same time. So yeah, lots of fire, looking like a scene out of an end of the world movie. Same time this happened, we had more scenes from Saudi Arabia in Riyadh. It was ablaze with ongoing fires after Iran fired missiles at gas fields. All the retaliation, remember.
अभी साइलेंट बाजा है सब कुछ यह कर दिया कितना पावर है इसके पास अब देख सकते हैं इसका साइलेंट भी नहीं कम करता है कितना पावर है इसके पास भाई पूरा शहर अभी साइलेंट बज रहे हैं उधर भी तो बाता में गिरा है बाता में उधर से नीचे किया
Crazy scenes from Riyadh. Sad that this is all going on this time of year as well, you know. And we have more footage from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Iran appears to have launched multiple strikes. Yeah, absolutely crazy. And we have more. We had reports of a second wave of explosions in Riyadh after that. And then, you know, we saw the fire at the Qatar's Ras Laffan refinery a minute ago. And then the Qatar news agency, the Ministry of Interior reported that civil defense was tackling a fire at the refinery after the Iranian attack. Then yet another wave was launched towards Saudi Arabia, near the Saudi's defense ministry this time. Let's play this video. Got no sound again, but I'm sure you can see the video clearly. Loads of missiles heading towards the vicinity of the defense ministry. Yep, crazy. Can't really see much towards the end of the video. And then Qatar came out and condemned the Iranian strike on Ras Laffan industrial city, calling it a dangerous escalation and a blatant violation of its sovereignty. What about the condemnation for Israel doing it, you know? Why does no one condemn Israel? And then we've got footage showing the moment that Iranian missiles hit the oil refinery, Ras Laffan, which is the world's largest LNG production and export hub. Let's play the video of this angle.
Hello, you guys. Oh, shit. Oh, Ray. Oh my God. अब यार भाग क्यों रहे हो? Oh shit. अब यार किसने किधर गिरा? अरे वहाँ गिरा सामने तो गिरा और किधर गिरा? अरे शाला. अब यार पीछे से मार रहा है, हाँ? उधर से आ रहा है. Oh shit.
Scary times. And then we had satellite imagery revealing widespread destruction at the Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia after Iranian strikes. So they're also hitting air bases. Then just after all of this, Qatar came out and declared Iranian military and security attaches are persona non grata, ordering them to leave the country within 24 hours, which is absolutely crazy. Then Qatar came out with a statement and they strongly condemned the Iranian strike on Ras Laffan industrial city, calling it a serious violation of its sovereignty and a threat to regional stability. So, suppose you're not allowed to defend yourself, you know? It's alright when Israel wants to so-called defend themselves against Palestine for fucking, 3 years after one attack, you know, apparently that's alright, but when you instantly respond, that's not self-defense anymore. Oman's foreign minister said Iran's response to what it claims are US targets on the territory of its neighbours is an inevitable result, though regrettable and unacceptable. So, you know, they're kind of trying to sit on the fence with this. We had more satellite images come out from Mizar Vision showing the damage Iranian missile strikes caused at the Ras Laffan refinery in Qatar, which is, as you know, the world's largest LNG facility. So look, crazy fucking footage, crazy pictures should I say, from that. And Saudi Arabia's foreign minister, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, came out and spoke on Iran. And he said, they continue to attack their neighbours, their brothers, while calling for Islamic solidarity. How can they expect solidarity and support while attacking Islamic countries, harming their interests and targeting their civilians? How can they call for diplomatic solutions while attacking nations that have no connection to the ongoing conflicts? If Iran believes that the Gulf states are incapable of resilience or response, then its calculations are wrong. Political responses are available, and non-political responses are also on the table. Iran must review its intentions. If it's sincere in extending a hand of friendship and brotherhood, it must first uphold the principles of Islam, which do not allow a true Muslim to attack their neighbours, especially Muslim neighbours, civilians, and the interests of Muslim nations. It appears that Iran has not taken these considerations into account, and all of this comes at a price. So it sounds like they're threatening Iran, but Saudi Arabia seems to be threatening Iran, but I don't know if they missed the point where Israel bombed them first. They hit their gas fields first, And unfortunately for you guys are the ones that let American terrorists put bases in your countries and put all of this stuff in your countries. What's Iran meant to do? Just not attack it because it's in your country? You signed a deal with the devil, unfortunately. And unfortunately they have to respond. They're not going to just do nothing about it, are they? I mean, where's the logic in it, man? Where's the logic? What's the terrorists in the USA saying? We're going to get to that in a second. Let's play the video, actually. Is it in English?
Continue.
Yeah, it's in English. So we'll play the video of the Saudi foreign minister, what he had to say about Iran. I'm going to put it on 1.2 speed, though, because of the subtitles take a while to read out.
Continue to attack their neighbors, their brothers, and they are while they're calling for Islamic solidarity. How do they expect Islamic solidarity and support while they attack Islamic countries? They hamper their interests, they target their civilians. How could they call for diplomatic solutions while they attack nations that have no relationship to the ongoing conflict? All of this is an indication that Iran has always regarded its neighbors not based on principles of brotherhood, nor with a sincere desire to coexist and to develop, but rather always looked at them with hostility and with the perception that whenever needed they would escalate and target such nations in order to exert pressure on international community. The primary message is that if Iran believes that the Gulf states are incapable of resilience nor respond, their calculations would prove wrong. The political responses are available and non-political responses are equally available on the table. Iran needs to review its intentions if they are sincere in extending an arm of friendship and brotherhood. First of all, you need to uphold principles of Islam, which wouldn't allow a true Muslim to attack their neighbors, especially Muslim neighbors, and particularly civilians and the interests of Muslim nations. It seems that Iran didn't consider all these considerations, and all this comes at a price.
Zionist dogs, man. Zionist dogs. It's fucking funny, ain't it? Also, Kuwait Petroleum Corporation has halted all operations at Mina Abdullah and Mina Al Amadi refineries following the attacks as well. Iran's really putting people out of business, man. And Iran's attack has actually disabled 17% of Qatar's LNG capacity, with repairs expected to take 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years. Qatar Energy CEO said, "I've never in my wildest dreams would have thought that Qatar would be..." I never in my wildest dreams would have thought that Qatar would be, Qatar and the region, in such an attack. Especially from a brotherly Muslim country in the month of Ramadan, attacking us in this way. Like, you see how they try and play it off like they're so innocent, and like Iran just done this for no reason. Absolutely disgusting, absolutely disgusting. We have got more in this, where there's so much going on. It's just all over the place. So yeah, we saw some stuff from the UAE. Shrapnel from intercepted missiles forces the shutdown of the Abu Dhabi gas fields. Officials confirmed that Habshan gas facilities and Bab field are all affected. So look, we've got a little map here of the orange bits of the gas and oil fields, gas pipelines in the orange lines, and blue are the oil pipelines. So yeah, everything's being shut down because of Iranian attacks. Iran went absolutely savage after they got hit, and rightly so. The UAE also announced the suspension of operations at gas facilities following Iranian strikes. And we have an aerial image showing damage to the French forces headquarters in Abu Dhabi, UAE, also after an Iranian strike. So yeah, you see all the damage on top of the roof there. Crazy, 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 crazy. Look, someone said in the comments, how many of these Zionist bases were these so-called Muslim nations hosting? Exactly that. Exactly that. They didn't do it for no reason, did they? I know there's more in this story. I've got it. It's all over the place. Let me just pull up some more on this story. My X is taking ages to load as well. What do you guys think about it all anyway? Absolutely mental, isn't it? So we have... yeah, so we have President Trump President Trump came out and made a statement about it. And so this is obviously the first, you know, we know this is the first part when Israel reportedly, well they did, attacked Iranian oil facilities in southern Iran. So this is a different clip of when Israel first done it, just to remind you guys why this all happened. See the absolute chaos that the Zionist terrorists caused. And then Trump came out with a statement on Truth Social, and he said, Israel, out of anger for what has taken place in the Middle East, has violently lashed out at a major facility known as South Pars gas field in Iran. A relatively small section of the whole unit has been hit. The United States knew nothing about this particular attack, and the country of Qatar was in no way, shape or form involved with it, nor did it have any idea that it was going to happen. Unfortunately, Iran did not know this or any of the pertinent facts pertaining to the South Pars attack, and unjustifiably and unfairly attacked a portion of Qatar's LNG gas facility. No more attacks will be made by Israel pertaining to this extremely important and valuable South Pars field unless Iran unwisely decides to attack a very innocent, in this case Qatar, in which instance the United States of America, with or without the help or consent of Israel, will massively blow up the entirety of the South Pars gas field at an amount of strength and power that Iran has never seen or witnessed before. I do not want to authorise this level of violence and destruction because of the long-term implications that it will have on the future of Iran, but if Qatar's LNG is again attacked, I will not hesitate to do so. President Donald Trump, the terrorist. Terrorist. So he literally just says, like, look, this is funny, ain't it? Somehow, yeah, you're giving Israel all this money. You're giving them all this money, all of this funding, all of these weapons, all of it. And you don't even have control over them. Apparently they're going behind your back and striking Iran's gas fields without you even knowing. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then you want to say, oh, you know, this is completely uncalled for. Israel shouldn't have done this. But Iran didn't have the right to respond. That's basically what you're saying. So Iran should just sit back. They should just sit back and let Israeli terrorists just bomb all their gas fields and do nothing about it, according to you. In my opinion, Trump knew exactly Trump knew that was going to happen. He 100% knew that was going to happen. And if he didn't, and he's letting them get away with it, then I don't understand why he would continue to have good ties with Israel, you know, and let them do this. Makes no sense to me. Makes absolutely no sense to me. What do you guys think? Do you think that Trump knew about it? I think he did. He must have done. So yeah, that's what, you know, Abbas Araghchi came out and said Macron, you know, he only condemned Iran. Of course he did. Just trying to see if there was any more in that story, or if we should move on to something else. Yeah, just looks like, I think that's all of it on that story. It's quite a long story, that one. Yeah, now he's angry. Exactly that, Mario. Exactly that. Terrorist Trump didn't say a damn thing when Israel attacked Doha. Exactly. And yeah, he did. Trump did say that before. Israel have done this before. And Trump just tries to say, oh, you know, I'm not involved in that one. Even though we're both in a war together, Iran against Israel and America. We're all in a war together, but somehow, you know, Israel just do their own thing. I don't know. Complete nonsense. Complete fucking nonsense. Yeah, on to some other stuff anyway. So, some news around Iran. Iran today announced that they will participate in the 2026 FIFA World Cup, but it intends to avoid playing any matches in the United States. W Iran for that. We had Iranians take to the streets earlier today in the capital, Tehran, burning the American and Israeli flags. Does it look like they want a regime change, guys? I don't think it does. Yeah, Trump definitely knew. If he didn't, his handlers did. Yeah, exactly that. Also, images show the remains of a cruise missile intercepted by IRGC airbases in the Hamadan province. We've got some screenshots here from Iran's great air defences. W for the Iranians. And this shows you the pure dedication the IRGC has for its country, because a fighter from the IRGC during a missile launch said, "I sacrificed my life for my country. My ethnicity and my blood are Iranian." So W for the IRGC. Also, this is an even bigger W. Big W for this one, guys. The IRGC fighter, when firing a missile on Iran, said, "For the victims of Epstein Island, we target the idol of Baal." Big W, man. Big W. Fighting back for the children that were kidnapped by these Americans and these Israeli terrorists on Epstein Island, and raped, and all these horrible things happened to them. Let's play the little short clip we've got.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم ان تنصر الله ینصرکم و یثبت اقدامکم. برای قربانیان جزیره اپستین ما بت بعل را هدف قرار می دهیم.
Big W, man, for the IRGC, fighting back against the evil paedophiles. Also, the IRGC said that they used the Nasrallah missile system for the first time, which is an upgraded guided version of the Qadir missiles. We've got a little short clip here as well. Yeah, they're going absolutely ham. Iran's Qatar Al-Anbiya Central Headquarters came out with a statement, and they said the proud, knowledgeable and valiant youth of the aerospace force of the IRGC, after the imposed 12-day war, succeeded in developing new air defence equipment and systems and deploying them in the country's integrated air defence system, striking the legendary power and invincibility of the ultra-advanced 5th generation American F-35 aircraft, breaking its aura for the first time in the world and discrediting it. And we've got a short video here of this happening. We've got the IRGC release footage showing the US F-35 jet being hit over Iran. WW Iran, man. Only a short video. You can see it's locked on, and bang, eliminated. Eliminated. Yeah, eliminated. Iran, they are not fucking about. What else have we got? We've got quite a few bits to go through. So yeah, if that wasn't enough, Iran basically over the last 24 hours they've been going absolutely ham on Israel, mainly Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv has been getting absolutely turned to dust. It's been turned to dust. We've got loads of videos to go through over the last 24 hours regarding that. So we'll start off with when we saw the first sightings last night of Iranian missiles flying over the skies of southern Israel. We've only got a quick 4-second clip of this one, but there's a lot to get through, don't you worry. Yeah, that's when they're first coming over, spotted by some illegal settlers. And then Israeli media reported that a projectile from a cluster missile struck a building in the settlement of Nata, east of Kiryat Gat, in southern occupied Palestine. W Iran, as always. The Tel Aviv railway station was hit. Some chaos, some destruction in there. And then we had an Israeli settler come out. This is what I mean, guys. You know when they do this thing? Oh, this is our reality. This is our reality. You know, poor Israelis. Poor Israelis. They get hit for no reason, according to them. Because an Israeli settler came out, trembling, as she talks about her fear of Iranian missiles and fleeing to shelters. She said, "There are people suffering from PTSD in this country. Aww. And sometimes they can't get out of it because they freeze in place. And I haven't been able to overcome it myself." Oh, how sad. How sad. It's in terrorist language, but yeah, she's really upset, you know. Poor innocent Israel. They've never done anything wrong to anyone, you know. Just get attacked for no reason every single day. Okay. Despite her cries, Tel Aviv continued to get hit. We've got some footage from Tel Aviv getting struck by Iranian missiles. Big boom over there, look, you see that? Never a good day to be a Zionist terrorist. Then, Israeli media announced the death of an illegal settler due to the fall of an Iranian missile in the Sharon region in the centre. Not a good day to be an illegal settler either. Then we had Zionists desperately trying to save illegal settlers from dying after they are trapped in a burning building in Tel Aviv. Oh no! What a shame. And we've got some more videos. Tel Aviv suffered major destruction after being hit by Iranian fission missiles. We've got a couple of clips here. Another one here. Only little short clips. Settlers' houses are burning. Tel Aviv is burning. Boom, boom, Tel Aviv. An Israeli Channel 14 reported that Israeli settlers trapped in a building destroyed in Tel Aviv following an Iranian missile attack. So yeah, this is just another little clip from what was going on, the chaos that unfolded last night. Oh, we got a double sound there. Yeah, the Zionists are scared, man. They are absolutely terrified. No problem, Julia. I appreciate your support. What else? China said Israel's assassinations of Iranian leaders and officials are unacceptable. And ain't it funny, guys? The only people that seem to be on the side of the Iranians, well, a couple of the only people, should I say, is Iran and Russia. Is China and Russia. You know, they're the only ones that haven't condemned. They've not condemned any of this nonsense. And they seem to be only condemning Israel. So W for those guys. Of course, Czech's Prime Minister came out and he said Israel's attack on the Iranian gas field is incomprehensible and has caused severe damage to the market. So he's just upset about the markets. You know, he's probably lost a few bucks in the stock market. But you know, no condemnation though on Israel there still. Very very predictable. Thank you, Ski Marge. Yep, and of course, free Palestine and Iran. Free Iran from Zionist terrorism, should I say. And also, if you think that was it, that's not it, guys. That's not enough for Tel Aviv, because just 9 hours ago, we saw explosions ring out in Tel Aviv after another missile barrage from Iran. So finally, Tel Aviv can't have a break, you know, after all of this terrorism they've been committing for these last few years. They're finally getting some real karma. Because Israeli health authorities made a statement saying 177 injured have been admitted to hospitals in the past 24 hours, raising the total number of casualties since the war started to 3,924. And Iran's foreign minister made a tweet and he said, "Our response to Israel's attack on our infrastructure employed a fraction of our power. The only reason for restraint was respect for requested de-escalation. Zero restraint if our infrastructures are ever struck again. Any end to this war must address damage to our civilian sites." So W Arachi, as always, man, not ever backing down, this guy. And he's very fair as well. Have you noticed, guys, that Iran's foreign minister is a very, very, very fair man? He could have just gone absolutely ham. He could have just carried on destroying everything, all of the oil facilities, carry on putting Tel Aviv into dust. But he said, look, you know what, we'll take a step back, you know. We don't want to cause a world war. We don't want loads of civilians to die. Just stop striking us. Stop striking our gas fields. Stop striking our civilians. You calm down, we'll calm down. If not, we will go no holds barred and we will go full game mode. Make your decision. Make your decision. And we also saw, after Iran hit the refineries in Israel, Haifa refineries are still burning. This is only 3 hours ago. Are still burning after being hit by an Iranian missile. Crazy, crazy scenes. Follow her on Twitch. Thank you, mate. Thank you, bro. Brooklyn Blade. Thank you. But yeah, the refineries continue to burn in Haifa. Well deserved, I guess, isn't it? Well deserved. You get what you give in this world. And we have another video here. Israel confirming that a missile from Iran hit the Haifa refineries. Of course, this is all a retaliation. Not a good day for the Zionists. Again, not another. It's been a very bad few days for them. And the Turkish foreign minister. Oh yeah, this is a rare one. You know, Turkey keep taking a lot of W's lately, I must admit, especially the foreign minister. And he said the Turkish foreign minister Hakan Fidan said Israel is the primary party responsible for the war on Iran. At least someone knows, you know. We have got sound on this one. We have got English subtitles. Let's play this one for you guys.
Bringing the crisis to resolution through diplomatic methods. It should be expressly indicated that the primary responsible party for this war that has drawn our region to an unprecedented crisis is Israel. Bringing the crisis to resolution through diplomatic methods. It should be...
Yep, so Turkey's kind of on the right side of this war, it seems. I don't know where all these Twitch people come from. I feel like they're all bots. I just don't believe it. But yeah, guys, so Tel Aviv has been getting absolutely smoked the past 24 hours especially. And I'm sure we are in to see some more videos. But for now, we will move on to some stuff from the United States of Israel, aka America. So, of course, you saw the chaos we've seen over between Israel and Iran mostly. So, we'll go over some stuff regarding mainly America. So, oh yeah, I don't know why this is in this category actually. I did forget to show you this video regarding Israel. A Thai person was killed after an Iranian fissure missile fell on Tel Aviv as well. So, a Thai settler, I'm guessing, was also killed after the Iranian missile hit their home. So yeah, I don't know why that was in my American page, but anyway. Tulsi Gabbard, of course, the Zionist bitch, came out and claimed that Russia, China, North Korea, Iran and Pakistan are developing advanced nuclear and conventional missiles that could threaten the US. Let's listen to what this Zionist bitch had to say.
However, the intelligence community assesses that Russia, China, North Korea, Iran and Pakistan have been researching and developing an array of novel, advanced or traditional missile delivery systems with nuclear and conventional payloads that put our homeland within range.
Okay, whatever you say, Zionist bitch. It was you, D, was it? Following on Twitch. You've got a lot of people that, a lot of bots go over there for some reason. But I do appreciate that either way, man. Try and follow me on Kick if you've got it, man. I really appreciate that. And we had, of course, Joe Kent, if you guys don't remember who that is. He was the guy that recently resigned from, after being personally picked by President Trump. Reason he resigned is because he said he's had enough of the Iran war. He advised against it. Trump wouldn't listen. So, yeah, we've got a few clips from him because he recently done an interview with Tucker Carlson. I haven't had a chance to watch the full interview, but I've seen a few clips. Maybe we can watch that tomorrow or something when I've got a bit more time. But anyway, Joe Kent basically told Tucker Carlson that President Trump's administration misled the world about Iran being an imminent threat. Kent said that the real imminent threat came from Israel, which he claimed was planning to strike Iran first, putting US soldiers in harm's way. He added that this situation ultimately forced the United States to carry out a preemptive attack on Iran. Yeah, that's what I mean about the Twitch bots. Of course, they've always got something to sell. But yeah, let's put the speed up to 1.25 to avoid some copyright.
I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. How did you reach that conclusion?
I think this is key. I mean, this would be more challenging to explain had the Secretary of State, the President, and the Speaker of the House not come out and said that we conducted this attack at this time because the Israelis were about to do so. So that takes away the argument that there was an imminent threat, as in Iran was planning to attack us immediately. That just simply did not exist.
May I ask you to pause? Sure. And so I've heard people say that, and this just happened, but history has a way of getting rewritten in real time, and then you look back 10 or 15, 20, 25 years later, and no one seems to understand the things that you saw because they've been eliminated. Yeah. So I think it's important to stop and say, here's what we actually know. So I'd like now, if we could, just to play one of the statements that you alluded to, and that's from Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, and this was shortly after this war commenced, and he was explaining, as is his habit, in a thoughtful, precise way, why. Here's Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
And so the president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher.
I see the pause there as well, because we all know for a damn well fact that Iran would never just randomly attack. Iran would never randomly attack America for no reason. It's just complete nonsense.
Those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act.
Okay, so that is his almost contemporaneous explanation, and it's not offhand. He reasons it out. He explains there's a logic chain there, and he says, we knew not that Iran was going to attack. He did not say that.
Right.
He said we knew that Israel was going to attack Iran, and in retaliation for those attacks by Israel against Iran, Iran might attack American forces. So the imminent threat that the Secretary of State is describing is not from Iran, it's from Israel.
Exactly. And I think this speaks to the broader issue. Who is in charge of our policy in the Middle East? Who is in charge of when we decide to go to war or not? In this case, with what the Secretary described, and later on the President, later on the Speaker of the House, and the way the events played out, the Israelis drove the decision to take this action, which we knew would set off a series of events, meaning the Iranians would retaliate. Now, I think there's a potential there where we could have done several different things. We could have simply said to the Israelis, no, you will not. And if you do, then we will take something away from you. I think that it's fine that we offer defense to Israel. But when we're providing the means for their defense, we get to dictate the terms of when they go on the offensive. Otherwise, they stand to lose that relationship. And the Israelis felt emboldened that no matter what they did, no matter what situation they put us in, that they could go ahead and take this action, and we would just have to react.
Interesting. We have got a couple of clips from him. Joe Kent also revealed to Tucker Carlson that claims Iran was weeks away from a nuclear weapon were false, both now and last year. He also added that Iran may have a religious ruling in place that prevented it from developing nuclear weapons. Very interesting. I don't know what you guys think about that. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think about that. You're saying there's a live Netanyahu. I'll watch that in a second.
Was Iran on the verge of getting a nuclear weapon?
No, they weren't, 3 weeks ago when this started, and they weren't in June either. I mean, the Iranians have had a religious ruling, a fatwa, against actually developing a nuclear weapon since 2004. That's been in place since 2004. That's available in the public sphere. But then also we had no intelligence to indicate that fatwa was being disobeyed or it was on the cusp of being lifted. The Iranian strategy, it's actually pretty pragmatic. The Iranians are obviously aware of what's taking place in their region, and their strategy was to not completely abandon their nuclear program because they saw what happened to Muammar Gaddafi in Libya when he said, hey, I've got no more nukes, I'll do what you say, I'll give up my nukes.
And we gave him the Nobel Peace Prize?
Yeah, we regime changed him, and he was executed by his own people in the most horrific way.
Sodomized by a bayonet, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the lesson I think that the entire region took from that when Hillary Clinton.
Unfortunately, that's what the neocon, neoliberal warmongers, that's the lesson that they showed everyone in the region. And then conversely, the Iranians also knew that if they came out and said, okay, we've got a nuke, whether they were bluffing or not, Saddam Hussein, Iraq right next door. So they kind of had
he hung, I think.
He was hung by his own people, after a bloody, war that's still essentially going on inside of Iraq. So the Iranians' position, when viewed from the lens of the region, was actually fairly pragmatic. They were preventing, themselves from developing a bomb, but they still wanted the ability. They wanted the ability to enrich. They wanted the ability to have some components so that they weren't completely stripped of it. And when we always assessed that they were either several months or a year, 2 years away from actually being able to develop a nuclear weapon. And that's not because the Iranians are stupid people. I think we can tell right now that the Iranians are anything but stupid. They had the ability, I think, the brain power to actually develop one, or they could have simply traded a ton of oil with Pakistan or with someone else to actually get a nuclear weapon. They were not doing that. We had no intelligence to indicate that they were.
So basically just exposed it all. Iran was not trying to develop nuclear weapons. Trump is a liar. A complete liar. Got another clip from Joe Kent, who is also, by the way, currently under investigation for leaking classified information. Told Tucker Carlson that he knows they are going to come after him for what he's openly talking about. He said he expects to be called a traitor and says he does not care because America is running short on time. We need a W for Joe Kent, W for Joe Kent. He's been in it, He's been with Trump. Like he knows a lot, and for him to come out and say this does put his life at risk. It does. So it's got to be a W for him. Let's speed it up and play this clip.
The people who are coming after me, I believe that the internet is like 25% real. I think there's a lot of bots. There's a lot of people who got delivered a talking point and they're going to get a paycheck for it, or they just, you know, they want the adoration. So I just don't take most of it seriously. And again, look, I know there's some of my former colleagues, people who I do like, who have had to come after me, and I understand that too. Like, I get it. Like, they're still there. They've got to discredit everything I'm saying right now. They're watching, taking notes. So I'm not bitter about that. I literally just want to focus on the task at hand, and the task at hand is stopping us from getting deeper into this quagmire. Because again, like just looking back on my experiences in Iraq, I don't feel like this happened. There wasn't the ability to. There wasn't this platform. There wasn't, you know, the free independent media that existed in any real way that could reach people.
That's right.
And so to me, we have this opportunity. So I'll be bitter and angry later when, you know, I read Twitter and somebody who I used to like says that Joe Kent's a traitor and we're going to fire him tomorrow anyways. You know, we don't have time for that. Like, as you pointed out, major things are happening right now in this war, and the president is facing some very, very challenging decisions. So I personally just hope that he and his closest advisors listen and think, and that's the main priority.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because it actually takes a man with serious morals to leave this job. You know, I guarantee they're getting a very good paycheck from President Trump, and for someone to actually stand up from within, who was part of his inner circle, and stand up against it, you got to respect it. You got to respect it. And I know some people say, too little, too late, that sort of thing, but we can't like attack people that do wake up, you know, because everyone has their point when they wake up. Some people just wake up really late, and that's fair enough, but as long as they're awake and they're on our side, you can't attack them, you know, because that's how you scare other people away from turning. So yeah, I'll give Joe Kent a W for that. I'll give him a W for that. We've got one more clip from Joe Kent, I believe.
The people who are coming after me.
Joe Kent said Ali Larijani was negotiating peace. Israel killed him. Qatar's gas could have stabilised energy markets. Israel bombed it too. Tel Aviv does not want peace. It wants permanent war, and United States is the weapon. Big fucking W there, man. Big W. He looks like he's really seen the light. Let's play this last clip.
That are killed off, like we just killed, you know, Ali Larijani, who was a negotiator, who was eager to get us a deal. Again, look, I've got no love for the IRGC. I've got no love for the Iranians. But you've got to realize,
just to be clear,
if you want it to end,
in case you're sitting here now, you fought their proxies.
I fought their proxies. I mean, I put countless of them in flex cuffs or much worse. I've gone after the Iranians. I was in, you know, specialized outfits that went after the Iranians and their proxies. These are very serious people. They're not, you know, supermen by any means. They're humans, but they're serious. And if you give the IRGC a reason to take more control, and they get support from the people, because again, you know, you kill off the Ayatollah, they can say, hey, the last guy was too moderate. Look at what it got us. Like, give us more control.
I get it.
And the Iranian people are going to be like, well, actually, yeah, I don't like getting bombed by the Americans and the Israelis. Maybe we do need to listen to the IRGC.
So a lot of these, the points that you're making, I think are insightful, but they're also pretty obvious if you kind of game it out for 10 seconds. So it seems like you've got two different goals. You've described Israel's goal as just regime change, permanent chaos, take Iran off the map as a coherent nation state, just tie them up with internal chaos, whatever the effects of that are on the rest of the world, all of them disastrous. Then on the American side, you have the president's stated goal, which is we can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon, which they didn't have and weren't trying to build in any imminent way.
Right.
Okay. So if you join those two together in a common mission in a war, like that's our partner in this war,
yeah,
then you create all kinds of very bad incentives.
Mm-hmm.
And now Larijani, I think, was killed by the Israelis. You saw the Israelis blow up Qatari natural gas facilities today in the Qatari natural gas field, which feeds the rest of the world LNG. Those seem like very obvious steps, not to minimize the threat from Iran, but to lock.
Yeah, it's a shame we can't play the whole video. Maybe we'll react to the full interview tomorrow, but a couple more bits from America. The US Secretary of War, Hegseth, says the world, the Middle East, our ungrateful allies in Europe should be saying one thing to President Trump. Thank you. Thank you for what? Thank you for killing 170 Iranian students, little girls? Is that what we should be thanking him for? Ah, these people. These fucking people.
The world, the Middle East, our ungrateful allies in Europe, even segments of our own press should be saying one thing to President Trump. Thank you. Thank you for the courage to stop this terror state from holding the world hostage with missiles while building or attempting to build a nuclear bomb. Thank you for doing the work of the free world. Yesterday's ceremony
Yeah, you're talking nonsense, mate. Joe Kent literally just told us that was all lies. It was all lies. We had the US Secretary Bessent, Treasury Secretary Bessent, on the Iranian Kharg Island saying we'll see if that eventually becomes a US asset. So they're still throwing around these open, empty threats.
Just laser focused on it. As I said, there was a bombing campaign last week. The military assets on Kharg Island were destroyed. And the other thing I can tell you, if you're an oil worker, you don't want to work there. So all the oil workers there are being coerced to stay there. And we will see what happens with whether that eventually becomes a U.S. asset.
What would be your
just laser focus on it?
Fucking clown, man. Clown. Also, we had some questions thrown at Trump yesterday. Only a couple. A question asked, why didn't you inform allies before attacking Iran? Trump said, we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? I mean, oh my days.
Good friend, but one question, why didn't you tell US allies in Europe and Asia like Japan about the war before attacking Iran? So we are very confused about we Japanese citizens.
Well, one thing, you don't want to signal too much. You know, when we go in, we went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay, why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay.
She didn't look happy about it, did she? And one more clip from Trump. Trump spoke on Iran and he said, I told Netanyahu not to attack oil and gas facilities anymore, and he will not do that anymore. Okay, we'll see about it.
Yeah, I did. I told him don't do that, and he won't do that. We didn't discuss. You know, we do. We're independent. We get along great. It's coordinated, but on occasion he'll do something, and if I don't like it, and so we're not doing that anymore.
And the last one.
Alright then, man. We know who's the master. Bibi Netanyahu is your dad, basically, Trump. He calls the shots. He calls the shots, and we've got how many things we got? I know that there's a Netanyahu speech going on, but I just looked on my phone and I think we've missed most of it, so we'll probably just react to the clips of it tomorrow. Got a couple more bits, some stuff regarding oil and the Strait of Hormuz. Of course, all these wars are making everything crash in the world. Everything's crashing down because of this war, especially attacks like Israel did to Iran, you know. We had the Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi confirm to Kaja Carlos that navigation in the Strait of Hormuz is disrupted due to the US and Israeli war. He also urged Europeans to pressure the aggressors to stop their military attacks. We have another Trump lie, because Trump said back in January, promises made, promises kept. Gas prices are at their lowest average in nearly 5 years. Oh, okay, well that changed, didn't it? Another Trump lie. They've already gone up. Also, over $800 billion was wiped from the US stock market amid escalating tensions with Iran. Everything's just crashing down. Look, everything's red. Not a good day to be invested in any of these stocks. I'm taking it. I don't invest in stocks because I'm not that smart, you know, but I'm guessing it's not good. Crude oil also hit $100. And we had the Fed Chair Powell warn everyone, he warned Americans, that inflation is going to spike hard. No shit, man. No shit.
But the implications of events in the Middle East for the U.S. economy are uncertain. In the near term, higher energy prices will push up overall inflation, but it is too soon to know the scope and duration of the potential effects on the economy.
Yeah, I think we all know, mate, it's going to be fucked very soon. We've got satellite images revealing thick smoke columns rising from a container ship drifting in the Strait of Hormuz. That was a few hours ago today. And we had Germany, the UK, France, Italy, Netherlands and Japan issued a joint statement condemning Iran and expressing their readiness to contribute to appropriate efforts to ensure safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz. What is wrong with these people, man? What is wrong with these people? We've got a statement here. It says, "We condemn in the strongest terms recent attacks by Iran on unarmed commercial vessels in the Gulf, attacks on civilian infrastructure, including oil and gas installations, and the de facto closure of the Strait of Hormuz by Iranian forces. We express our deep concern about the escalating conflict. We call on Iran to cease fire immediately. We call on Iran to cease immediately its threats, laying of mines, drone and missile attacks, and other attempts to block the strait to commercial shipping, and to comply with UN Security Council Resolution 2817. Freedom of navigation is a fundamental principle of the international law, including under the United Nations Convention of the Law of the Sea." I think that all went out the window, you know, when Israel started committing terror attacks, but, you know, we'll carry on the statement. "The effects of Iran's actions will be felt by people in all parts of the world, especially the most vulnerable. Consistent with UNSC Resolution 2817, we emphasise that such interference with international shipping and the disruption of global energy supply chains constitute a threat to international peace and security. In this regard, we call for an immediate comprehensive moratorium on attacks on civilian infrastructure, including oil and gas installations." Guys, did you not see that Israel fucking done it first? Oh my days, I can't deal with these people. "We express our readiness to contribute to appropriate efforts to ensure safe passage through the strait. We welcome the commitment of nations who are engaging in preparatory planning. We welcome the International Energy Agency decision to authorise a coordinated release of strategic petroleum reserves. We will take other steps to stabilise energy markets, including working with certain producing nations to increase output. We will also work to provide support for the most affected nations, including through the United Nations and the IFIs. Maritime security and freedom of navigation benefits all countries. We call on all states to respect international law and uphold the fundamental principles of international prosperity and security." That's a joint statement from the UK, France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Japan on the Strait of Hormuz. Absolutely fucking insane. Yeah, we saw obviously Iran took down the US F-35 jet a few hours ago, and after that happened, Lockheed Martin stocks plunged as Iran announced it successfully struck the American F-35 jet. So, not good for you guys. Yeah, I know, right? Just when you think you couldn't despise your government anymore. Exactly that, man. And at least some people in Japan know, because they put a little poster up saying, "Because of Trump, no shipments have arrived. We apologise." At least they know the real perpetrators for this, you know? At least they know the real reason why this happens. Trump the terrorists and the Israeli terrorists. Of course. It's not fucking rocket science. We've got a couple of bits from Hezbollah. And then we'll be wrapping up. So, Hezbollah announced that they carried out an attack on a gathering of Israeli soldiers in Kiryat Shimona. This was about 24 hours ago. Then last night, about 24 hours ago as well, we saw 11 Hezbollah rockets were fired in a barrage from Lebanon towards northern Israel. So of course, Israel can't get a break, you know. Hezbollah is still hitting them hard. Yep, they're still getting hit from all angles. Israeli media reported that the political leadership will direct the Israeli army to occupy the first line of villages in southern Lebanon and any area with anti-tank threats, holding the land until further notice. Absolutely fucking insane. Absolutely insane. They're going to try and invade Lebanon, guys. They're going to try and commit another genocide in Lebanon. It's coming. It's coming. We had Hezbollah still fighting back, though, as they hit... as Hezbollah missiles hit the occupied city of Ashkelon. Big impact there. Settlers are screaming. And also, in a rare... Well, this was a... You know, we haven't seen Hamas for a while. Someone was mentioning Hamas the other day. Hamas published, "To our brothers in Hezbollah, we are certain that you will complete the mission." I would play this video, but I think this would get the stream flags. But, you know, they posted like just little clips saying that they have... you will have no tanks left. And this is crazy as well. Israel reportedly hacked a camera in Lebanon to conduct surveillance and spying. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. They do enough illegal things anyway, to be fair. You know, the war crimes and everything. But Yeah.
رملة من فوق الله وكيلكم هيك عم بيصير عم بيقول لي يوسف قال لي ليه كيف عم تتحرك الكاميرا لحالها هو مش عاملها متحركة الامكان بالجو هي بتحركها بتشوف على الشارع من هون ومن هون تشوف الوجوه اللي مثبتين عندهم انا هيك بقول بيصير هي ها برمى قسما بالله العظيم شوف لك عم يبرمها من الجو عم يبرمها يا بيي
Yeah, absolutely insane. I think it's going to take them 8 years to admit Netanyahu's death. Well, apparently this guy was just live a minute ago answering questions, so we'll probably react to that tomorrow. We'll clip it all up and we'll react to the clips tomorrow. And one last video from the Hezbollah stuff. A strange scene revealed the failure of Israeli air defense batteries to intercept Hezbollah rockets. Supposedly US taxpayers' money does get wasted because even though all the money you send to Israel doesn't really seem to help them that often. What the fuck's going on there, guys? The fuck? Complete failure. Complete Zionist terrorist failure. Always good to see though, ain't it? Always good to see. Just gonna double check your guys' comments if I've missed anything. No problem, guys. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. I know I felt like I had to rush a bit today because I was quite delayed. I had a lot of stuff going on. But we will be back tomorrow. Friday tomorrow. It'll be a longer stream tomorrow, maybe a couple of hours, and also Saturday. I'll be going out recording my street stuff on Sunday instead this week for a reason. I wonder if you guys can guess what the reason is for Sunday's street interviews instead of Saturday. So that means Saturday I'll be able to do some streams here as well. So we've got a couple of days ahead of us of some longer streams. But yeah, apart from that, guys, I thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember to follow me on Kick and look out for the stream tomorrow. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out. Thank you.
Today we are super fucking happy about it. So ladies and gentlemen, take a moment to like and empty the space. Let's bring some more people in here to enjoy the celebration. Yes. The farewell party to the Savior.
Say goodbye and farewell for this motherfucker that put the fucking video of the fucking hostage. So this is a fucking farewell for me, okay?
Because he shouldn't exist from the get-go. He should have been executed by the Mossad long time ago, and I've been asking for this for a long time. And I was talking to my commander. I'm telling you, listen to me, go.
I think that you need to gather all the Zions, eliminate them.
He deserves to be genocided like all the other Nazis, and he's a convicted fucking criminal. And they pissed the hell out of me. This fucking Hamas and giving them a voice after October 7, and us Jews and Israelis can live peacefully. I hate him.
Great.
I hate him.